The board has returned from executive session and there were no actions taken. Can I have a motion to open the meeting? A first. Lisa, a second. Bill, all in favor? Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance. Where's the flag? All right, we're in business. Ready? All right. I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Kim. All right. Tonight, we will be recognizing students from the class of 2027 with the Junior Book Awards. I turn it over to Ms. Jeanette Alamia to present this year's recipients.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Monastero, District Office Administrators, colleagues, students, families, and the entire Cold Spring Harbor community. I'm Jeanette Alomia, Director of Counseling, and it is my privilege to join you this evening as we celebrate the outstanding achievements of the top students in the class of 2027. As these exceptional scholars conclude their junior year, they have distinguished themselves through academic excellence, leadership, service, and meaningful contributions to both our school and community. Their accomplishments are noteworthy and their futures are filled with tremendous promise. We will begin with the Book Awards, sponsored by alumni of colleges and universities nationwide. These awards recognize exemplary students whose achievements, character, leadership, and potential reflect the values of the sponsoring institution. The awards will be presented in alphabetical order by institution, and we are grateful to our sponsors for their continued support and for providing this opportunity and honor to celebrate the remarkable accomplishments of our students. As I announce each award recipient, I ask that each recipient come forward to the podium to receive your book, and please stay for some recognition and congratulatory words. The first award is the Brown University Book Award, and it is presented to Alexander Wenk. Alexander is a dedicated leader committed to service and civic engagement. He serves as co-president of Model United Nations, head of captain of debate, vice president of his class in student government, and captain of the varsity track team, where he has set school records in the 55 and 110 meter hurdles. He is also involved with the Huntington Youth Court. Alex plans to study political science and pursue a career in law. He is an avid reader and performs with the school's improv comedy club. Congratulations, Alex. Next is the Columbia University Book Award, which is presented to Audrey Davidian. Audrey is an exceptional scholar athlete with a strong passion for science and mathematics. She has maintained a high GPA while competing in varsity volleyball, basketball, and lacrosse, in which she also serves as captain of both the volleyball and lacrosse teams. Audrey will continue her academic and athletic career at Columbia University, where she plans to pursue pre-medical studies and compete in Division I lacrosse. A fun fact about Audrey is that she has more than 50 cousins and enjoys family gatherings during holidays. Congratulations, Audrey. The next book award, which is the Cornell University Book Award, will be presented by our esteemed community member, Dr. Jonathan May. We are grateful to Dr. May for his continued sponsorship and support of this award. Dr. May.
Thank you. So I get to say a couple of words. When I first started doing this, Cornell had 7 undergraduate divisions. We now have 9. I'm happy to say that in the past 2 years, the Brooks School of Public Policy and the Bowers College of Computing and Information Science were added to the 7 original colleges when the university was founded over 161 years ago. There are probably many people in this room, most of the recipients of these awards tonight, that could probably benefit by whatever we as an institution can offer you. And I always offer my help and my assistance and my guidance. So if anybody wants to come and speak with me, not just the people that are here tonight, but anybody in the junior class who are interested in Cornell, very happy to help you out. Tonight's award is being presented to Alexander Jancic. Alexander's interests include business and economics. He is active in varsity soccer and serves as co-president of Key Club, vice president of both Business Club and Science Club, and a member of student government. Alexander is especially proud of organizing the West Side Book Drive and earning recognition at the Long Island Science and Engineering Fair. He plans to major in business management or economics. A fun fact about Alexander is that he enjoys collecting sports cards and traveling.
Thank you, Dr. May. The next is the Dartmouth College Book Award, which is presented to Charlotte Wells. Charlotte is a talented student with passions in mathematics, music, theater, and the arts. She serves as president of the Drama Club, GSA, and Social Action Club, and has held leadership roles in theater and music, including directing the student-led production, The Lightning Thief, which is coming up. Charlotte plans to double major in theater and mathematics and has been recognized for her performances on stage and in the community. Something very interesting is that is admirable of Charlotte is that she learned to play the trumpet for her role in Gypsy. So she's very proud of that. So congratulations. Next is the Hamilton College Award, which will be presented by former principal of Cold Spring Harbor Junior Senior High School and a sponsor of over 20 years to this award is Mr. Thomas Dolan. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Mr. Dolan for his continued sponsorship and support for this award.
Thank you to the board and to Superintendent Monastero for a chance to thank 2 organizations, institutions that have been very meaningful to me. I have a very warm spot in my heart for Cold Spring Harbor High School and always will, and also Hamilton College, Clinton, New York, 13323, an institution I would encourage all these junior scholars to take a look at and consider carefully. It's a wonderful place that, much like Cold Spring Harbor, changed my life. And the Hamilton College Book Award is presented to Danya Darawal. Danya has a passion for molecular biology and biochemistry and aspires to become a physician. She serves as co-president of both the Educational Foundation Youth Ambassadors and Key Club, vice president of Model United Nations, and co-captain of the varsity fencing team. Outside of school, she enjoys exploring nature. In addition to her strong academic and leadership profile, Danya is also a talented musician who is self-taught on both the piano and guitar. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Dolan. The Harvard University Book Award is next, and this award is presented to Hannah Olson. Hannah enjoys mathematics, physics, and computer science and has taken on a range of leadership roles, including student council treasurer, vice president of Amnesty Club, and co-vice president of French Club. She competes on the varsity tennis and golf teams, she is proud to earn a varsity spot as a sophomore. She plans to study mathematics or engineering in college, enjoys golf, paddle sports, and babysitting in her free time. Congratulations. The next award is the Miami University of Ohio Book Award, which is presented to Evan Amadori. Evan is a dedicated student athlete with interest in physics, calculus, engineering, and research. He's a three-sport varsity athlete and serves as captain of both the golf and swim teams. He's also active in student government, Model UN, jazz band, symphony orchestra, and as a computer science teaching assistant. Evan plans to study mechanical engineering in college. A fun fact about him is that he taught himself to play guitar using online videos and tutorials. Congratulations, Evan. Next award is the Princeton University Book Award, which is presented to Caleb Louie. Caleb's academic interests center on computer science and mathematics. He serves as treasurer of Model UN and French Club and is a captain of the winter and spring track teams. He earned all-county honors in track after only a short time competing and completed a summer internship at an accounting firm, which speaks volumes about his diverse skills. Caleb plans to major in accounting with a minor in computer science and enjoys mentoring younger students as a computer science teaching assistant. Congratulations, Caleb. Next is the St. Lawrence University Book Award, which is presented to Serena Glantz. Serena has excelled as both a scholar and athlete throughout high school. She is a varsity volleyball and flag football athlete. She has earned top grades while balancing a demanding academic and athletic schedule. Serena enjoys baking, spending time with family and friends, and outdoor adventures. She plans to pursue studies in a science-related field. Congratulations, Serena. Next up is the St. Michael's Book Award, which is presented to Zoe Wu. Zoe excels in computer science, mathematics, and science. She serves as co-president of French Club, co-captain of the varsity fencing team, and participates in varsity swimming, mathletes, and natural helpers. She plans to study mechanical engineering with a focus on aerospace and hopes to contribute to spacecraft design. Zoe enjoys coding, app development, baking, boxing, and has traveled to over 23 countries and over 15 states. Congratulations, Zoe. Next is the Tulane University Book Award, which is presented to Luke Poltz. Luke has demonstrated strong leadership throughout high school, serving as president of the Cold Spring Harbor Educational Foundation Youth Ambassadors and holding multiple class officer roles. A varsity soccer and tennis athlete, he has helped secure grants supporting science initiatives such as drone technology and hydroponic systems. Luke plans to study mechanical engineering and enjoys traveling with his family. Congratulations, Luke. Next is the University of Notre Dame Book Award, which is presented to Isabella Guerra. Isabella is a scholar, athlete, musician, and advocate with extensive leadership experience, including being the president of WISE, training director of Motto UN, and captain of multiple varsity teams. A three-time state medalist in track and cross country, she's also committed to opioid awareness and prevention and received the Town of Huntington Student Opioid Advocacy Award. She plans to study finance and pursue a career in corporate law. In her free time, she enjoys baking and playing the violin. Congratulations. The next award is the University of Pennsylvania Book Award, which is presented to Jessica Romano. Jessica is an exceptional student leader with an interest in government, politics, and fashion design. She's a varsity lacrosse player, captain of the varsity swim team, president and co-founder of the Jewish Student Union, and a member of the National Honor Society and National Art Honor Society. Jessica is especially proud of helping establish the Jewish Student Union and returning to high-level athletics after having some surgeries. She is an avid reader and plans to major in political science in college. Congratulations, Jessica. Next is the University of Rochester Award, which is presented to Chesley Smith. Chesley is an accomplished scholar-athlete with a strong interest in literature, writing, and psychology. She's involved in Natural Helpers, varsity cheerleading, pep club, and international club. Outside of school, she works as a lifeguard and enjoys spending time with friends and family, going to the beach, and listening to music. Chesley plans to study industrial and organizational psychology in college. Congratulations, Chesley. Next is the Yale University Book Award, which is presented to Catherine Coletti. Catherine's interests center on computer science, leadership, and public speaking. She serves as class president, co-president of Motto UN, and co-captain of the varsity fencing team. She earned a verbal commendation at the Ivy League Model United Nations Conference and plans to study computer science. Outside of school, she enjoys reading and fencing, and loves to solve puzzles, and is a Rubik's Cube aficionado. Congratulations, Catherine. The next 4 awards recognize students for distinct areas of achievement and contribution. The first award, the University of Rochester Bausch and Lomb Honorary Science Award, is presented to a student who has demonstrated a strong record of achievement and rigor in science and mathematics, as well as meaningful contributions to both the school and the broader community. This year's recipient is Isabella Guerra. The next award, the University of Rochester Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony Award, recognizes a student who has shown a commitment to understanding and addressing complex social issues, demonstrated leadership and engagement in community action, and maintained strong academic performance in rigorous humanities and social science coursework. This year's recipient is Evan Amadori. The University of Rochester George Eastman Young Leaders Award honors a student with significant leadership experience in both school and community settings, strong academic performance in challenging courses, and extensive involvement in extracurricular activities. This year's recipient is Alexander Wenk. The University of Rochester's Xerox Award for Innovation and Information Technology recognizes a student who has demonstrated a strong interest and high level of achievement in innovation and information technology, both in and out of school. This year's recipient is Catherine Coletti. Our final college-sponsored award for this evening is the Rensselaer Medal. The Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute has awarded this honor to outstanding mathematics and science students for more than 100 years. Established in 1916, the medal recognizes exceptional academic achievement and encourages students to pursue careers in science, engineering, and technology. I am pleased to announce that this year's recipient of the Rensselaer Medal is Caleb Louie. And to finalize with a few words of encouragement, we are here to support you and help you and just to watch you grow. Congratulations to all of our awardees. As you enter your senior year, we celebrate your achievements and look forward to your continued success. Once again, congratulations. And we're going to take a picture right outside the PAC, so if all the recipients can go. Thank you.
Board of Education is now proud to present the Exemplary Service Award to the West Side School community in recognition of their extraordinary commitment, resilience, and unity in the aftermath of the West Side School fire. During an incredibly challenging time, the West Side School community came together with a true can-do attitude, placing students and families at the center of every decision. Through their compassion, flexibility, and unwavering dedication, they work to make life feel as normal as possible for our students and staff while supporting one another, our families, and the entire school community. Their actions reflected the very best of Cold Spring Harbor: excellent character, service, above self, and a shared commitment to making our schools the best they can be. Thank you. All right, so next up we have the Cold Spring Harbor High School students.
Good evening, Board of Education, faculty, students, and community members. Thank you for having us. We are so excited to be here and to share some updates about all the great things that have happened at the Cold Spring Harbor High School since we were last here in December. We are the Executive Board. My name is Alexa Torrey, this is Haley Torrey, and now I will introduce Joe Pasilko.
Greetings. The 2025-2026 school year was about celebrating growth, connection, and community. Some of the highlights that celebrate these areas include the Senior Citizen Dinner, the Steam Mayonnaise Night, Grok, and the Coffee House Jam. During the Senior Citizens Dinner, over 150 seniors from local senior citizen centers enjoyed a delicious meal, desserts provided by members of the High School Honor Society and student government, and a preview by members of the high school, and a performance by of the Music Man. The event was hosted and organized by members of the student government and High School National Honor Society. The seniors who attended were incredibly appreciative and are already looking forward to next year's event. Humanities Night. Students and families in grades K through 8 enjoyed Humanities Night, presented in partnership with the Cold Spring Harbor Education Foundation. Through engaging hands-on activities, participants explored creativity, innovation, and problem solving in a fun and collaborative learning environment. Members of Grok showcased their creative talents at the annual Grok Night in May. The event featured an impressive collection of student work introducing photography, paintings, drawings, short stories, poems, and essays, highlighting the artistic and literary achievements of our students. During the Coffee House Jam, students took center stage at the popular jam, sharing their talents through music, comedy, and a variety of performances that entertained and inspired the audience.
Charity Sports Night. The 4th annual Charity Sports Night united students, staff, families, and community members in support of Corey's Promise. More than 1,200 attendees filled the Ralph Whitney Fieldhouse for this sold-out event, which honored the memory of Corey Phelan while advancing the district's commitment to community engagement through CSH Unites. The International Club, in collaboration with the French and Spanish clubs, hosted Cold Spring Harbor's annual International Night in March. The event celebrated cultural diversity through student, faculty, and parent performances, as well as a variety of international foods, fostering community engagement and global awareness. Cold Spring Harbor's inaugural college fair welcomed more than 120 students and families and featured representatives from over 70 colleges and universities. The event provided valuable opportunities for students and families to explore post-secondary options and connect directly with admissions professionals. The Junior-Senior High School Career Fair connected students with community professionals representing a variety of career fields. Through meaningful conversations and first-hand insights, students were able to explore future opportunities, make real-world connections, and gain inspiration for their post-secondary goals. It was another successful year for our athletic program. Some of the highlights include The varsity girls flag football team captured the Nassau County Championship for the first time in Cold Spring Harbor history. Additionally, both the girls and boys varsity lacrosse teams have advanced to the state championships and will compete this weekend. 12 separate members of the track and field team qualified for the state championships and will also be competing this weekend. We congratulate all of our student athletes and coaches on their outstanding accomplishments and wish them continued success. Many exciting things happening in the world of arts and music since December, including Senior High Winter Concert and Art Exhibition, the high school Disney Music and Art Trip, Junior Senior High Jazz and Pop Concerts, Thespian Honor Society Induction, Junior Senior High Spring Concert and Art Show, and Night of the Living Museum.
Mental Wellness May. The Junior Senior High School recently launched its 4th annual Mental Wellness May initiative, focused on promoting positivity, gratitude, self-awareness, and healthy coping strategies. Students participated in interactive activities, contests, trivia, and wellness-themed giveaways designed to build awareness and strengthen connections within the school community. Mental wellness calendars featuring daily strategies exercising the wellness practices were also posted throughout the school, providing students and staff with accessible tools to support their mental well-being. The month-long initiative was led by the school counseling and mental health team, with school-wide participation and activities continuing throughout May.
On Thursday, May 22nd, the junior class, led by the class of 2027 class officers, hosted a beautiful prom at the Swan Club. Students enjoyed an elegant evening of celebration, creating lasting memories with their peers. While the school year is quickly coming to an end, several special events remain on the school calendar, including the Senior High Yearbook Breakfast, Senior Athletic Awards, Senior Banquet, Senior Field Day, and of course, high school graduation. These celebrations will provide opportunities to recognize achievements, honor traditions, and celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2026. Lastly, I just want to say thank you to the board for working with us this past year. My favorite part about being involved in student government and the executive board was getting to work with the faculty, especially Ms. G and Ms. Pickering. Thank you both for always guiding us and being patient with the students. I'm so thankful for my time at Cold Spring Harbor and excited for the new executive board to take over and have another amazing year. Looking back on my time on the Student Council Executive Board, my favorite memory is the fall pep rally. As a member of the tennis team, it was very fun to see so much school spirit and excitement throughout the school. What I will miss most is our weekly Thursday Student Council meetings, where we collaborated to make a positive impact on our school community. Lastly, I'd like to thank our advisors and teachers for making this such a memorable experience and for their support throughout my 4 years at Cold Spring Harbor.
Serving as the Student Council Executive Board President has been a great opportunity to give back to our school community. As an athlete, some of my favorite parts of the year was the energy brought at sporting events and the pep rally, watching our teams compete and succeed throughout all year long. I will miss helping plan events that brought students together and seeing all of our student athletes succeed. I'm grateful for the friendships I have made throughout sports and the friendships I have strengthened. The Student Council has also become a place where I've made many friends and memories. Many of our Student Council representatives were able to receive the honor of having a book award just moments ago. I am proud to have all of them represent our club so well. I know next year's board will do a great job continuing its success. Thank you all so much.
Next, I am pleased to introduce Dylan Savarese, our Board of Education student representative, who will be presenting the Cold Spring Harbor Student Climate Survey.
Hi everyone, I'm very excited to be speaking speaking today and sharing my findings with you from my series of climate surveys aimed to capture the student perspective on various aspects of our school. To start off, I would like to thank Ms. Libertini for helping me tremendously with the creation of these surveys, for aiding me in analyzing the results, and for answering my emails in record timing. I would also like to thank Ms. Rambusky and Dr. Fulton for helping me post my surveys on Canvas and ClassLink. And thank you to all the teachers that supported me in administering my surveys and reluctantly offering to take time out of their classes. Thank you to all the teachers, administrators, and Ms. Farrar for repeatedly rereading the questions and helping me edit my surveys to be tailored to students specifically. Lastly, of course, thank you to all the junior, senior high school students who completed my surveys. For some background, I administered 5 separate surveys divided into categories: school, climate, equity, and safety, learning programs and academic preparation, teaching and school support, sports and activities, and school leadership and governance. For all of the surveys were completely anonymous and also included an open-ended question for the student to include anything regarding the topic of the survey. The first survey I would like to discuss is the topic of student perspectives on school climate, safety, and equity. The main benefits of conducting this specific survey were to better understand students' perspectives on emotional climate, building and school safety, the physical environment, instructional climate, equal access to opportunities, support services, and experiences related to bullying or harassment. Also, to identify strengths and areas for improvement. Some important facts about this survey are that there were 288 students that completed this survey. Here's the breakdown of the grade levels that responded. And our findings on school climate and safety and equity indicate a fundamentally safe and equitable environment. A significant majority of students report feeling physically safe at school and during after-school activities. Furthermore, there is a high agreement that students have equal access to extracurriculars, including sports, the arts, and college support, regardless of their ethnic background. As we look for improvements, the data suggests that focusing on 2 areas, mental health support, is the first one. A few students expressed that access to mental health resources during school hours can be limited due to limited support staff. Secondly, sense of belonging. While students feel welcome, ratings for feeling like I belong were more varied across grade levels. Some of the data points I wanted to highlight are, regarding the question whether students feel accepted and respected, the general agreement percentage, which is the percentage of agrees and strongly agrees recorded, was approximately 76.4%, which is a very significant portion of the students. Now, looking at the question regarding students feeling welcome by adults at school, the general agreement percentage was also very high, 79.5%. When looking at both of these data points, we can most likely conclude that adults are fostering an environment where students feel accepted and respected, leading us to believe that the few general disagreements with the accepted and respected question are solely due to student conflicts. Next, for the graph on the right, each of these categories are equally important, but I would like to highlight the mental health and well-being score. This had a very low general disagreement percentage and a very high general agreement percentage of 75.7%. This is very important to note due to the rise in mental health struggles and diagnoses in recent years. Additionally, these mental health and well-being supports are able to be utilized by anyone, especially by the other groups in this graph. This is the same survey continued onto a second slide. These 3 bar graphs show a very strong representation of students' perception of safety in the building and on school grounds. The second survey I would like to discuss is the topic of student perspectives on learning programs and academic preparation. The main benefits of conducting this specific survey was to help us better understand students' experiences, identify strengths in our school offerings, and highlight areas where we can improve upon opportunities for learning and preparation. Now, here are some important facts about the survey. There were 262 students that completed the survey, and here's the breakdown of the grade levels that responded. The survey responses reveal that students are most familiar with core academic enhancements like honors and AP courses, as well as general electives, with many respondents rating their familiarity at a 4 or a 5. Conversely, awareness of more specialized or off-campus vocational programs is notably lower. Programs such as the Long Island High School for the Arts, BOCES, and the Wilson Technological Center frequently receive familiarity scores of a 1 or 2, indicating that a significant portion of the student body is not at all or only a little familiar with these specific offerings. In terms of the school's academic culture, there's a strong consensus that our students are highly motivated, particularly regarding their investment in being successful on the AP and Regents exams. Respondents largely agree that students work hard and arrive to class prepared. Regarding additional course offerings, students expressed a strong interest in practical, specialized, and life skill-based classes. Frequent questions included vocational and career-oriented topics such as hospitality, sports medicine, veterinary science, law, and aerospace engineering. There were also frequent requests for expanded language options, particularly ASL, Italian, German, Russian, and Chinese. When evaluating school performance, respondents provided excellent or good ratings for college preparation and high-quality instruction. However, we see opportunities for growth in areas where ratings were more varied, specifically in career preparation, teaching self-management skills, and connecting classroom lessons to life outside the school environment. Finally, we must note 2 specific operational concerns raised by students. First, the restrictive web filtering on school computers that blocks essential research materials, and second, the perceived difficulty and slow response times for students attempting to establish new clubs, which will be discussed in further detail in the sports and activity survey. These findings provide a clear roadmap for aligning our academic offerings with student goals and real-world application. The first data point that I would like to highlight is the extent to which students feel that specialized classes, which are classes outside the core curriculum, prepare them for college. The general agreement percentage is about 71.3%, which is very significant. This is a big accomplishment for the guidance team and their efforts to integrate more college readiness talk into their class push-ins this past year, which has clearly paid off. Additionally, in the career preparation category, scores were significantly lower, with many people responding neutral. The third survey I would like to discuss is the topic of student feedback on teaching and school support. The main benefits of conducting this survey were to help inform decisions related on the school's strategic plan, particularly in the area of staffing and staff performance. Now, here are some important facts, again, about the survey. There were 348 students that completed this survey, and here's the breakdown of the grade levels that respond. For the first point, I'd like to highlight student-teacher dynamics. The data reflects a strong foundation of academic support. A clear majority of students report that their teachers expect them to do their best and genuinely want them to succeed. Students also gave high marks to the availability of extra help and the frequency of updates regarding their academic progress. While instructional quality is rated high, there are opportunities to improve on how class lessons are connected to life outside the classroom and to provide more frequent praise for student effort. For the second point, perceptions of adults at school, when asked about general climate provided by school staff, the results were as follows. 71.6% of students agree or strongly agree that students at the school care about them. 58% feel that adults respect students, indicating a gap in perceived mutual respect. Regarding the enforcement of standards, 64.7% believe adults consistently enforce school rules, but only 53.7% believe those rules are fairly enforced. This discrepancy suggests a need for greater transparency in how discipline is applied across the student body. Behavioral issues and consequences. The most concern shown from the students is the school's disciplinary efficacy. Only 45.1% of students believe that academic and behavioral misconduct is met with appropriate consequences. 32.2% feel that school consequences actually prevent students from repeating the same misbehavior. In summary, while our teachers are seen as deeply committed to student success, there's a clear mandate from the student body to address disciplinary consistency and ensure that consequences are both fair and effective in deterring negative behavior. On the graphic, we can see that the first 2 graphs on the image truly speak to the characters of the teachers being positive and encouraging. One thing that the students seem to think that the teachers can improve on are connecting class lessons to life outside the classroom and providing helpful comments on students' schoolwork. The second to last bar graph also connects back to the theme of career readiness and preparation. The fourth survey I would like to discuss is the topic of student perspectives on sports and activities. The main benefits of conducting this survey were to gather student perspectives on athletics and involvement, to understand participation, satisfaction, and engagement, and to identify strengths and areas for improvement. There were 296 students that completed the survey. This is the breakdown of the grade levels, and it's important to note that all questions were open to all students, athletes, and non-athletes. We will now examine the findings from the survey. This data provides a comprehensive look at our extracurricular environment, from athletic participation to administrative performance. To begin with participation and engagement, our students are remarkably active, as we know. A significant majority of respondents participate in at least one sport, 97%, with many student athletes competing across 4 seasons, including fall, winter 1, winter 2, and spring. Beyond athletics, there's a very strong culture of community involvement, with high participation in school clubs and service-oriented volunteer work. Regarding departmental satisfaction, students generally reported being satisfied or overly satisfied with our athletic trainers, facilities, and maintenance staff. Furthermore, there's a strong agreement that student athletes are treated with respect and dignity and provided with equal opportunities to participate regardless of their race, color, or national origin. However, the survey highlights several important areas for improvement. Qualitative feedback from the open-ended question suggests a perceived disparity in resource allocation. Multiple students noted that high-profile sports appear to receive superior equipment and facilities. There were also various concerns regarding communication. Several respondents expressed frustration with the athletic department's responsiveness. Additionally, in the area of student clubs, there is a clear request for the administration to respond to club applications more quickly. In conclusion, while our athletic programs are a source of pride and high participation, the data suggests that we must strive for more equitable resource distribution across all sports and improve administrative transparency to better support our student body. The fifth and final survey I would like to discuss was the topic of student feedback on school leadership and governance. The main benefits of conducting this survey are to capture the overall impressions of school leadership, how administrators support student learning and respond to student concerns, and how the Board of Education communicates, makes decisions, and provides direction for the district. There were 393 students that completed this survey, and this is the breakdown of the grade levels. The data regarding school administration reveals a small divide. While many students acknowledge that administrators make decisions that support student learning, there is a significant drop in agreement when asked if the administration is in tune with student concerns, which can be seen by looking at the data on the right, stating that students sometimes don't believe that administration is very aware of their concerns. On the bar graph, we can see that students believe that the Board of Ed does a great job at honoring students at meetings, but could improve upon communicating with the students. Some suggesting alternate modes of communication, possibly over morning announcements as well as Canvas announcements. The open-ended comments provided some of the most critical insights for our strategic growth. The main theme that emerged was students are frustrated with restrictive technology policies, such as blocked research and study websites. In conclusion, while the administration is recognized for its focus on learning, the theme of communication is something students believe that both groups could improve upon. In addition, they believe that administration and the Board of Education should try to improve transparency and more actively incorporate student feedback. Lastly, here are the results from what students believe should be prioritized in the upcoming strategic plan. This information ties back to the career readiness theme and is very insightful into what the students believe could use improvement. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Dylan. Does anyone have any questions?
Can we get a copy of this?
Hello. There we go. Do you recommend we keep doing this each year? And if so, do you think we should be using the same questions or as a comparison, or do you see maybe somebody improving upon it?
I think
more
question.
question. Sorry. I noticed the response participation varied a lot depending on the category, and it seemed like things dealing with the teachers or the board or administration got much more participation. Is that because you got better at getting people to participate, or were they more passionate about giving feedback, do you think?
So I think that for some of the sections in the original climate survey had more questions. So
I have a question too. That was excellent. Thank you so much. And actually, some of the things that you brought up relate to questions that I have to ask later. So that was really extra helpful for me. So thank you. But I was thinking that since this was our first year ever having this position, and your first year doing this, and this was so wonderful, if you could, I know it's the end of the year and there's a lot happening, but if you could think and then reach out to Mr. Monastero or to one of us, and if there's anything else you think that would be a good project for the next student board representative to do, maybe in the fall. I know that's a busy time for seniors, so it probably couldn't be this extensive. But even if we had 2 or 3 projects throughout the year that the student board rep could do, I think that would be a really great way to use this position, because this was so helpful.
Yes.
I have a question for Dylan. So Dylan, now that you've served as the first student Board of Ed representative, could you see yourself in the future serving as an actual school Board of Education member? Is that something you would strive for, you think? Excellent.
Nice.
Back to Cold Spring Harbor.
They would be very fortunate to have you, Dylan. Thank you. I think you turn it on. Probably flick up the switch.
Yeah, I mean, I did reach out to like pretty much everybody, and I tried. Like, I know I talked to Mr. Phelan, and then he has the whole 7th grade, so it was like boom, every single 7th grader answered it. So that was pretty easy. But then I think that as the grade levels went up, like seniors obviously they're like pretty busy and like not in school as much, so it was kind of difficult to get that number higher. But I did have a lot of help in posting the surveys on Canvas and ClassLink, and I went to a lot of teachers individually to ask them to ask their classes to do it. But I think that in the future we could definitely research some ways to have more responses, because even though that like 300, almost 400 responses is pretty good, but in a perfect world we'd really want pretty much every student to respond. So thanks, Joe.
Dylan, if I could just ask one more. It seemed across the board it's communication. is what we need to do everyone better, more efficiently. Would you agree with that? Thank you. Thank you very much, Dylan.
All right, as president of the board, here are my updates to the public. As we gather for our final board education meeting of the school year, I would like to take a moment to reflect on what has been another remarkable year in Cold Spring Harbor schools. Tonight, we will have the opportunity to look back on many of the accomplishments, milestones, and memorable moments that have defined this year through our year in review presentation. These moments reflect the hard work, dedication, and partnership of our students, staff, administrators, family, and community members who make our district such a special place. Before we begin, I would also like to extend my congratulations to our Junior Book Award recipients, as well as the recipients of the University of Rochester Awards and Rensselaer Medal. We are proud of all they have accomplished and look forward to seeing what they achieve in the years ahead. Finally, I would like to offer a special thank you to Dylan Savarese as she concludes her service as our first student ex officio board member. Dylan brought an important student voice to our discussions, represented her peers with professionalism and thoughtfulness, and helped strengthen the connection between the Board of Education and our students. We are grateful for her contributions and wish her continued success in all that lies ahead. Thank you, Dylan. Now, I will turn over the meeting to our superintendent for his report.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education, students, staff, families, and members of our community. Welcome to the June 9th Board of Education meeting. As we approach the final weeks of the school year, I would like to begin tonight by recognizing and celebrating incredible energy, accomplishments, and experiences taking place across the Cold Spring Harbor School District. This time of year is always busy, but is also one of the best reminders of who we are as a district and a community. First, congratulations to performing arts students. Cold Spring Harbor received 13 Huntington Tony nominations this year, and we are proud of the work of all our students involved in theater, stage crew, music, set design, costumes, and production. These recognitions reflect their creativity, dedication, and talent that our students bring to the stage into our school community. Yesterday, Monday night, Cold Spring Harbor Thespians won 4 Huntington Tonys. They are Best Stage Crew for the play Clue, Best Scenery for the musical Music Man, Best Costumes for the play Clue, and Best Supporting Actress in a Play, Sasha Kleinberger for Miss Peacock in the play Clue. Congratulations to the students, staff, and parents of Cold Spring Harbor. Also last night, the house erupted with overwhelming excitement and joy at the performance of Charlotte Wells, who was here earlier today, who sang My White Knight from the Music Man. She was absolutely amazing. In athletics, congratulations to both our boys and girls varsity lacrosse teams, who are once again Long Island champions. Our girls captured their 6th consecutive Long Island championship and will now advance to the state semifinals in SUNY Cortland on Friday. Boys earned their 5th consecutive Long Island championship and will play in the state semifinal this Thursday at 6 p.m. in Middletown. These are extraordinary accomplishments, and we are incredibly proud of our student athletes, coaches, families, and the entire lacrosse program. Our girls' flag football team captured the county championship in only their 2nd year as a team. Congratulations to the dedication. And track has multiple champions and state qualifiers competing at the end of the week in upstate New York. Last week, we held our amazing Night of the Living Museum and Fashion Show, where more than 75 dresses and outfits were displayed on the runway, followed by more than 20 interactive art booths for students, families, and community members to enjoy. It was a wonderful evening that highlighted student creativity, artistic expression, strength of our fine arts program. In May, we had 7 very talented Cold Spring Harbor musicians perform at Carnegie Hall, an extraordinary accomplishment for any young musician. For voice, we congratulate Joseph Brill, Santino Klazowski, and Violetta Young for violin. We congratulate Anthony Duke. Voice, For violin, we congratulate Anthony Duke, Juliana Duke, Olivia Pintowski, and Max Salem. We're also proud to recognize Santina Klazowski, who also won first place in the piano concerto competition and will perform with the Nassau County Principal Orchestra during the 26-27 school year held at the Adelphi University Performing Arts Center. These accomplishments reflect not only remarkable individual talent, but also years of practice, discipline, and the support of outstanding music faculty and parents. Across the district, our students have been involved in an incredible number of meaningful events and experiences. We held our Unity event, where incoming 6th graders and current 7th graders came together to begin building relationships as they prepare for the journey together in the fall as part of the junior high school. We also held the junior prom, the 8th grade Washington, D.C. trip, the 4th grade Philadelphia trip, and the Westside Ellis Island experience. Our schools has been filled with music, art, and community. We recently held the Lloyd Harbor Spring Concert, the junior high and high school spring concert and art shows, rock night, coffee house jam this past Friday. These events gave our students the opportunity to perform, create, collaborate, and share their talent with their families and the larger school community. Just over a week ago, we held our 32nd annual Little Apple Fun Run. In addition, our field days have been taking place across the district. White Harbor and Gooseville enjoyed amazing field days for their amazing weather for their events, and Westside's field day is this Friday. Gooseville Primary held a kindergarten library literacy picnic, and the Growth Mindset book vending machine donated by the GHPTG was unveiled, where students will receive a coin on their birthday and select a book from the machine. It was a huge hit with the students. We held Don't Press Send assemblies during the day for all of our elementary students and a night event for parents. We also are in the midst of many important transition and celebration events. Our 6th graders have been participating in orientation visits to the junior senior high school as they prepare for next year. Tomorrow we'll hold our Flags for Freedom event in the PAC at 1 p.m., followed by senior words at 6:30, also here in the PAC. On Thursday evening, we will hold the West Side Spring Concert here, and on Friday, June 12th, we'll have our senior high yearbook breakfast, our 8th grade barbecue yearbook signing event. Follow that evening, the student drama production, The Lightning Thief, here at 6 p.m. in the PAC. All are welcome to attend. At the same time, our academic calendar is also moving into its final home stretch. Our first Regents exam of the season was administered today, ELA, with the Algebra 2 exam tomorrow. Our students also have been preparing for taking the SATs and ACT while completing final projects, performances, assessments, and year-end activities across the district. And of course, all of this leads towards one of the most important moments of the school year, high school graduation, which will take place on Saturday, June 20th, 10 a.m. in the field house. I'd also like to briefly mention 2 important items from the recently adopted New York State budget. First, the state has delayed the electric school bus mandate for schools districts by 5 years. This delay provides time for school districts and the state to address the significant infrastructure, operational, and financial challenges associated with electric bus conversion. This state mandate, which is estimated to cost over $14 billion, does not come with sufficient assistance from the state to build the needed infrastructure, pay for buses, or address the lack of power on Long Island to power these buses, and a host of other issues that make electric buses unmanageable. Second, the state budget included the requirement for universal pre-K for all eligible students by 2028-2029. This initiative requires thoughtful planning around classroom spaces, staffing, and long-term funding. Luckily, the state did increase budget funding for the UPK. We'll continue to monitor state requirements and carefully assess what this means for Cold Spring Harbor. As you can hear, our schools are full with activity, accomplishments, and opportunity. From the arts to athletics, from field trips to concerts, to students transitioning to end-of-year celebrations, to a very, very special time in our district. I want to thank our students, staff, families, administrators, coaches, advisors, parent groups, community partners, and the Board of Education for making all these experiences possible. These moments reflect the very best of Cold Spring Harbor. I also want to take a moment to thank a very special member of the Board of Education, Dylan Savarese. Dylan has served as our very first ex officio student member of the Board of Education, and she set an outstanding example for those who will follow. Throughout the year, Dylan attended and participated in board meetings, represented her classmates at district events and at board meetings, asked thoughtful questions, and took on the important project of diving deeply into the community survey. Dylan, I'm very proud of you. You represent dedication, hard work, exemplary service to your school community. It has been an honor to serve alongside you this year. I know you will continue to do great things, continue to lead, and continue to be the kind of leader who leads by example, by listening, helping others, and making a positive difference for everyone you meet. On behalf of the Board of Education and the entire Cold Spring Harbor community, thank you for your service, your voice, and your leadership. We have a token of our appreciation, Dylan.
Good evening. It is my honor to recognize and celebrate our outgoing ex officio Board of Education member, Dylan Savarese. Over the past year, I've had the privilege of working closely with Dylan and witnessing firsthand the remarkable qualities she brings to this role. From the very beginning, she approached her responsibilities with professionalism, intelligence, and a genuine commitment to serving her fellow students and our school community. Dylan has demonstrated an impressive desire to learn about educational leadership and governance. She has taken the responsibilities of this position seriously, thoughtfully representing the student body while contributing meaningful insights and perspectives to our discussions. Her focus, preparation, and diligence have consistently reflected a maturity beyond her years. What has been particularly impressive is Dylan's ability to balance the demands of this important leadership role while maintaining outstanding academic achievement. She has done so with grace, poise, and a level of professionalism that has earned the respect of administrators, board members, faculty, and her peers alike. Whether speaking before the board, as we saw tonight, engaging with students, or participating in school events, Dylan has always conducted herself with integrity and purpose. Beyond her accomplishments, Dylan's character stands out. She is thoughtful, reflective, and deeply invested in making a positive impact on the culture and community of Cold Spring Harbor. Her contributions have helped strengthen the connection between students and the Board of Education, ensuring that the student voice remains an important part of our decision-making process. On a personal note, it has been a great pleasure getting to know Dylan as both a student and a young leader. She represents the very best of Cold Spring Harbor: intellectual curiosity, dedication, leadership, and commitment to serving others. While we will certainly miss her presence in this role, I have no doubt that her future holds tremendous success. I look forward to following her journey and learning about the many accomplishments that await her long after she leaves the four walls of Cold Spring Harbor High School. Dylan, thank you for your service, your leadership, and the example that you have set for those who will follow in your footsteps. On behalf of the entire Cold Spring Harbor community, we wish you every success and happiness in the years ahead.
I also want to extend a sincere thank you to our community for your continued partnership, trust, and support. This year, Cold Spring Harbor budget passed by an 84.98 approval rating, among the highest on Long Island. This level of support is something we do not take for granted. It reflects the community's continued belief in our schools, our students, our staff, and the direction of the district. That said, we will continue to work to be better and provide our students and community with the best that we can offer. I also want to congratulate the members. I also congratulate and welcome back 3 incumbent board members of education. Their return to the board provides continued leadership, stability, and commitment as we move forward. Thank you again for to our community for your confidence and support. I look forward to the important work ahead and celebrating the many more successes we will have together. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being an essential part of the Cold Spring Harbor. And please take care of yourself, and if you can, take care of someone in need.
If it's all right with everyone, I'm going to just jump ahead to appointments and personnel contracts before we go to our discussion section. Okay. So we will now take all appointments and personnel contracts on pages 4 through 16 as a slate. May I have a first? Lisa, a second. Bill, any questions? All in favor? Discussion section. This is the first discussion section on our agenda. I open the floor to any other.
That means those new staff members, thank you for coming today. You're more than, thank you. Welcome to the Cold Spring Harbor family.
You.
And if you like, you can leave. No one will think anything. Many of you have to go to work tomorrow very early. But thank you. So we have our Charles, is that you in the back? Yep, there it is. Charles is our science specialist who will be starting here at Cold Spring Harbor, working with our younger students at the elementary level, K through 6. Then we have, I'm looking to see Jaden. Jaden is back over here, will be a Spanish teacher. Oh, Joselle, I can't see from Josette. I'm sorry, I can't see Josette. Thank you again for coming here. We have our new assistant superintendent for special education, Meredith Martini, coming here. Thank you. Welcome. Anyone else? I think that's it. Thank you very much. Everyone, thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you soon. Those who were just appointed. Everyone else stays. Thank you.
Yeah. No one else is allowed to leave.
No one else is allowed to leave.
Okay. This is the first discussion on our agenda. I open the floor to any other discussion items from members of the Board of Education.
My mic isn't working now. Hi. I have a tiny little list. I made a couple of notes. In Dylan's presentation, actually, she brought up a question that I had, which was about the restrictions on technology. And I'm just wondering, I know that students have to use the school-provided MacBooks in school, but if they're using their personal, or not MacBooks, Chromebooks rather, in school, if they're using their personal computers outside of school, like we just had this happen, we were traveling and one of my children had a personal computer with him outside of school, and he wasn't able to get into something for school. Are there restrictions on using outside computers? Was it user error? Is there something we need to look into more?
So you're saying they
just to make sure if you're traveling with your own personal computer and you have a school assignment to do, can you get into it from any device, or are there protections on that?
If it's your own device, like your own MacBook,
yeah.
That's what you're saying, we don't filter that at all.
So it shouldn't be filtered at all. So we'll just look at that was just like a one-off. It's
could have
not
been a one-off.
Okay, that was my question, because is it the state regulation that you can't bring your MacBook to school, or is that our rule?
It is. You can only use it's a state
It's
regulated.
That's
yes.
what I thought too. Okay. That was my memory. And then the other thing is that came up also in Dylan's presentation and was on my list, and it's always on my list. And Mr. Bongino, I think you're amazing, so I'm not picking on you, but this is my question, is the uniforms for the junior high students. I bring it up all the time, but that just making sure that we really have it in our budget, because it keeps coming up with parents now too, that it feels a little bit like, and sometimes it feels more like it's the junior high girls sports, but that it's like the leftovers, or that they look like people are saying it looks like the Goodwill bin, for uniforms. And can we just make sure that if there's not, that we need to look into it, if we need more funds there, we should talk about it now before the fall season start.
I know, Mike, if I can, we spoke about in budgeting for this coming up
Yeah.
year, really making sure anything Mike needed was addressed and put in there.
That's what I thought. I know we talked about it, but
Really
it keeps coming up with
Do
parents.
you have anything you want to say, Mike, or? I think we really did address it, making sure anything you
Everything's
needed.
always amazing, but okay, that's probably the problem. It's too big for them, maybe. Those junior high girls and boys. Yeah. I know. Youth sizes for the win. Great. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mike.
Okay, so designer uniforms ordered in good sizes because you're not on a mic. So it's better than ever here at Cold Spring Harbor. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and then the other thing that's come up, and I keep hearing things about it just when we talk about sports and making sure that everyone's feeling like they're represented. Do schools do spring homecomings too, in addition to fall homecomings? Is that too many things? I mean, I can't, I don't know, but no, you're saying no, they don't do it. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody asked me the other day, and I was like, oh, I don't know, because not all kids do fall sports. My kids are always playing sports. Yeah. Right, okay, fall, winter, and spring, and then that's a lot of homecomings. So, all right. But if for the pep rally, all the teams are part of the pep rally, right?
Mr. Dembowski, I know, wants to share something. Want to come to the mic, maybe, or?
So in our last school improvement team meeting of the school year, that was identified as one of our goals for next year is to have a fall, winter, spring pep rally.
Great.
So that is something that when we convene with the school improvement team in the fall, since the fall pep rally is well established, it'll give us the time to kind of look at what works with the fall and how we can replicate in winter and spring.
That's amazing. Thank you. All this good news tonight. See, it's good to ask questions. All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Oh, and then
Dan.
my
Thank you,
last
Mike.
question that has come up from a few different people is the schedule even out yet for fall homecoming? And is it true that it may be the cheer and the football senior night overlap with homecoming? And is it possible to have it so that they're not all the same night? Only 4 home football games. I'm just repeating what you're saying because people listen to the meeting afterwards. Or come up. I know it won't, but it is. We can hear you, but people who like to listen to this like a podcast, like I do, won't be able to hear you.
So the first issue is that there's only 4 home football games. It's not just about the game, it's the school and everything they put together. So one of the games is a little too early from the school perspective.
Okay.
So September 25th, I believe. And that's a little early.
Early for homecoming.
Remember, the game, no, we can do that, but to put together what we want to do and how the student government, pep club, all that,
Okay, got
that's early. The other one happens to fall on Columbus Day weekend, and it's not possible, but I don't know that makes, it's just 1 week earlier, or October 9th, I believe. I don't have it's not a big deal to us from a football perspective, but yes, it would be senior night for cheer, football, but we're also looking to do a massive celebration for the 250th, as well as the 9/11 celebration.
Yeah.
And to put all that together in September is going to be very challenging.
Right. No, okay, that answers a lot of questions. Just there's buzz that, this is coming. I know you're aware, but I figured we'd...
The date isn't the issue. It's if we want to do it right and have a great celebration, we don't have that many options.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, tonight we have a presentation on the year in review, 2024-2025. 2025 to 2026. Didn't seem right when I read it.
So the leadership team will be coming up to present each and represent their departments and their buildings. The first up is Ms. Megan Geiser, here to represent the Department of Humanities.
Good evening. If I may, I'd like to commend Dylan myself. I hope you don't mind me sharing. I had the opportunity to speak with Dylan on the side, and I had asked her about her commitment and her duties and how that felt as a student, you know, when you have so many demands. And she kindly shared with me, I said, would it help if you split it? Some schools talk about that or did different hours, and she said, no, actually, I don't think I'd want to share it. So I thought that was great, and it just, you know, a true tribute to your dedication and commitment. So with that, go into leadership and civic engagement and humanities. So congratulations, Dylan. So as we reflect on the 25-26 school year, I'm proud to share some of the work, accomplishments, and opportunities that have defined the humanities department across grades K through 12. Throughout the year, our focus remained on teaching to mastery, ensuring that students develop the literacy, communication, critical thinking, civic skills, all needed for success both in and beyond Cold Spring Harbor. And with graduation now just over a week away, it's hard not to reflect on how quickly that time has passed and how proud we are of the individuals our students have become. This year, we continued to strengthen literacy and writing instruction across the district through professional learning, curriculum work, and the use of research-based resources. Teachers refined instructional practices and created meaningful opportunities for students to read, write, communicate, and think critically. Supporting this work was a strong commitment to professional training. Teachers participated in literacy and social studies conferences like LILOC and the Long Island Council for Social Studies, to clarify. Collaborated around curriculum and assessment and prepared for significant changes, including the new ELA regents and the final stage of the CBT, or computer-based state assessments. We also expanded opportunities for students to challenge themselves academically through advanced coursework, including the introduction of Pre-AP English 2 honors, helping to prepare students for increasingly rigorous learning experiences. At the same time, teachers prepared for emerging graduation requirements related to financial literacy, climate education, and digital fluency. While these areas are receiving increased attention statewide, many of these concepts are already embedded throughout the humanities curriculum through inquiry, research, civic engagement, and real-world application. Across all of this work, our focus remained on creating meaningful learning experiences that connect classroom instruction to authentic writing, inquiry, civic engagement, and future career pathways. While much of this work takes place beyond the scenes and behind the scenes, its impact is reflected in our students. The accomplishments on the next slide represent just a snapshot of what students achieved this year through their hard work, curiosity, and commitment to excellence. This year, our students distinguished themselves through scholarship, leadership, creativity, and service. Students demonstrated remarkable creativity and intellectual curiosity through a variety of academic and literary opportunities. 57 students were recognized by the New York State Senate through the Thanksgiving Day Creative Celebration for essays, poetry, and artwork reflecting on gratitude. Students also earned recognition through national writing publications, literary competitions, and GROC, our student literary magazine, which once again earned national recognition from the National Council of Teachers of English. Perhaps one of the strongest examples of student learning in action is our growing culture of research and inquiry. This year, 47 students participated in our annual research symposium, presenting original investigations in both the sciences and social sciences. Students were not simply learning content, they were asking questions, conducting research, analyzing evidence, and sharing their findings with authentic audiences. We also continued to expand opportunities through AP Research and AP Capstone program, where students investigate complex questions, conduct independent research, and communicate their findings through both written and oral presentations. Our students continued to earn recognition at the local, regional, state, and national levels. From national merit recognition and speech and debate accomplishments to prestigious university awards and history-related honors, students demonstrated excellence across a wide range of disciplines. Equally important, students applied their learning beyond the classroom through experiences that foster leadership, service, and civic responsibility. Through opportunities such as the Civic Summit, the Cold Spring Harbor Leadership Course, the Gardner Young Scholars Internship, the Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory Journal Club, and the Seal of Civic Readiness, students connected academic learning to real-world issues and meaningful community engagement. These experiences help students develop not only as scholars, but as informed and engaged citizens. When we look across these accomplishments, what stands out is not simply the awards or recognitions themselves. What stands out is the breadth of the opportunities available to our students, from publication and research to leadership and civic engagement, and the ways in which they continue to challenge themselves, contribute to their communities, and prepare for the future. These accomplishments reflect the dedication of our students, teachers, staff, and families, as well as a shared commitment to helping students find their voice, develop their talents, and make meaningful contributions both within and beyond Cold Spring Harbor. Together, we continue to create opportunities that allow our students to thrive, lead, and achieve at the highest levels. Thank you.
So I'm up here representing 1/3 of the Director of STEM position, and I want to thank the other 2/3, Mr. Brian Taylor and Ms. Michelle Lempensky, for helping me to support the STEM department this curricular year. This year, the STEM department started our year really focused on teaching to mastery, and some of the key items that we focused on was the new rollout of our illustrative math in our grades K through 2. It really was heavily loaded with professional development and best practices that when we opened up the New York State numeracy briefs that were released in May of this year, we found, and we were very grateful, that the practices supported by our illustrative math program are all noted and enforced in the new New York State numeracy briefs. We're very proud of our new course proposals to expand the STEM offerings with AP Business and Personal Finance, AP Cybersecurity, and Marine Research Honors, and we're thankful to the Board of Education for approving those courses for the upcoming school year. We're also grateful for the sponsorship and grants that we received from the Educational Foundation, because that enabled us to begin our training with our SpaceKit satellites, to experience some hydroponics and drone technology exposure, and to expand those offerings in our research programs. Our teachers participated in some workshops such as Farm to Table, integrating Desmos into the math curriculum, building thinking classrooms, and some NGSS training for earth and space science, chemistry, and physics. We're extremely proud of the accomplishment and thankful to the Facilities Department for working together to establish the Marine Wet Lab and bring it to completion. We have outstanding aquaponics systems that are now running, and our student tanks and experiments are about to get going as we are currently ordering the organisms. We've seen a large shift to new assessments, especially this year in our Earth and Space Science regions, in our Algebra 2 regions, which is going to be taken by our students tomorrow, and we have goals of increasing mastery on our June regions for life science biology. We have explored the implementation of the new graduation requirements through examining our financial literacy, climate education, and computer science and digital fluency standards, doing crosswalks to determine where each of these standards now fits within our curriculum, and making sure that our program reflects all of these new standards. This year, we saw expansion of our participation in competitions and receipt of awards. Examination of the types of awards that we had, we saw a robust set of awards offering in robotics. Our youngest learners were participating in the hackathon at the upper elementary and our middle school division. We're extremely proud of the fact that we've increased our total number of participants in the various Olympiads, chemistry and physics. We're hopeful that next year biology Olympiad will also be on this list. We were happy to see that 2 students were part of the Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory Partners for the Future. We earned 4 honorable mention for the South Asian Women's Association annual essay contest. We had 6 students receive achievement, 7 meritorious, and 10 honorable mention in the Long Island Science Congress, and we had 2 regional honorable mentions in Exploravision. Continuing on, we saw a large number of participants in the Math Olympiads. We're very proud that we had a first place individual award. We had 19 students participate in the AMC 8 students in the AMC 10, and 4 students participate in the AMC 12, with 1 student advancing to the AME 1, which is the American Invitational of Mathematics Examination. It's one of the highest mathematical competitions that students can participate in, and they need to achieve one of the top ranked scores in the AMC in order to advance. We saw our youngsters participate in the math competitions. For example, in Math Masters, our team won first place. We saw a Suffolk Math Tournament. We had a first and a 5th place. We had a student at the high school participate in Kangaroo Math for 9th grade and earn first place honors for New York State and 3rd place nationally. And we had 1 student participate in the Institute for Creative Problem Solving. When we think about leadership and career opportunities, an area that Dylan highlighted that we really should be focusing on for our students, connecting the experiences that they're having in the disciplines and bringing it out to the skills that they would need in career readiness. We are seeing that we had 2 students participate in the BAE Women in Engineering, and we had 15 students participate in our Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory Human Molecular Genomic Biology course, and 12 students in the Cold Spring Harbor Journal Club. We are very proud of the work that's gone on in STEM in the 2025-26 school year.
Good evening. Art education at its finest serves to cultivate critical thinking, foster emotional intelligence, and develop creative problem-solving skills. It acts as a bridge for cultural understanding, building empathy, and empowering individuals to visually communicate complex ideas. Our robust arts program serves to address personal, cognitive, and community growth. Our students look forward to their time spent in the art studio, and they use their creativity to enhance their learning across all disciplines. I can tell you firsthand that we witness on a daily basis how art provides a vital outlet for students to express complex emotion. They build resilience and develop a stronger sense of self. Students express themselves in a safe environment to respond to the world in which they live. It feels like just a few short months ago we were talking together about our opportunity to take the high school artists to Disney for a real-world look at putting their independence to the test, to activate their creativity in a space where they could learn from professionals and see what creativity in all forms looks like when it harmoniously comes together. We did just that, and I'm so proud of the team we had, led by Ms. Libertini, Ms. Lempensky, Mr. Guarini, and myself. There isn't a student who attended who won't speak about it for decades to come. So we thank you for your support and belief in our program, because moments like this are what high school is made for. Just this past weekend, we hosted the district K-12 event entitled Night of the Living Museum. We had over 100 students working the event as a designer for our fashion show, a model for the impeccable designs, or an artist teaching a skill at one of our tables. It was quite a success, and we look forward to many more years of bringing families together to make art together. The annual art shows for 5th and 6th grade are upon us. The Lloyd Harbor exhibition was today, and West Side is this Friday. Goose Hill will proudly display their work at their moving up ceremony on June 23rd. Our seniors hung their work in a retrospective at the spring concert and art event on May 28th. And I know these 2 slides, they're very dense with information, and there's honestly more in which I could have added. It speaks to the vibrancy of what we do and the importance it makes in the lives of our students. We've had an incredibly productive year, and we look forward to some time to spend with family and friends making and sharing what we know this summer. Thank you.
Hello again. So the counseling department had another busy, exciting, yet outstanding year expanding our comprehensive school counseling program and supports to our students and families. And I'd like to take a minute to thank the board for your continued support of our ongoing programming and also having faith that we will be expanding in years to come. We are especially proud of our efforts to increase student access to selective colleges and universities through strengthened partnerships with admission representatives, targeted outreach, and individualized counseling. As you know, probably most of us here in this room, the admissions landscape evolves, and our counselors continue to support students and families in identifying best fit colleges, navigating the admission requirements, and developing strong applications. These efforts contributed to another successful year of college admissions outcomes, with students earning acceptances to a wide range of outstanding institutions. We also continue counselor professional development. We feel that the ongoing the teaching and learning should also be in the counseling suite, right, among counselors. And so this year we focused on college admissions trends, learning about that, visiting various colleges throughout the region as well as outside of the state, Texas, and we are looking forward to many more to come in the future. We also had an amazing one of the wellness PD opportunities. We had Northwell Health come in and speak to our counselors and mental health team with regards to grief and loss and how do we support our students and families with grief and loss. And we also have developed best practices to better support and just be that go-to for our families. One of our most notable accomplishments, which was earlier mentioned, was hosting our first ever, and we're so proud and I'm so grateful to our building administration for partnering with us and in executing this. It's our first ever Cold Spring Harbor College Fair, which we welcome more than 70 college admissions reps and provided students and families with direct access to valuable information and opportunities. We also enhance college readiness programming through workshops, classroom lessons when it comes to Naviance, when it comes to resume building, and in-person meetings with college representatives. And we expanded that to our grade 11 students for the first time ever this year. Supporting the whole child remained the priority through expanded programming and executive functioning. We do groups with regards to study skills, goal setting, stress management, time management. We also work along with helping the student wellness. Again, that overlaps with executive functioning. We also offer SAT and ACT preparation. Most recently, we also had our 3rd annual career fair in which our community members presented to our students in grades 7 through 12, and that was really exciting. To improve accessibility and communication, we did a whole revamped and redesign of our webpage. So if you have not yet perused or it's been a while, please go in there and you'll see a plethora of resources. We had expanded, we actually launched our first ever YouTube channel where all of the recordings of our evening events will be housed in that, and so that the link can also be found in our webpage. We introduced new resources such as every grade level has a college planning timeline and checklist, a resume template, and a college application tracker we opened that up for juniors as well as us, our current seniors, earlier in the year. In addition, we established our first ever guidance advisory committee, which also involved all stakeholders, students, parents, administrators, and educators. And we gathered twice this year to review the K through 12 comprehensive school counseling plan and guide for future program growth.
So collectively, these accomplishments reflect our department's ongoing commitment to student wellness, college and career readiness, and success. We are proud of the progress that we had made and look forward to building on these successes in the year ahead. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Board of Education. Just like to first and foremost thank you for your partnership, support, and dedication in helping to bring a world-class music education to our students here in Cold Spring Harbor. There's a famous quote often attributed to Hans Christian Andersen, "Where words fail, music speaks." And as music educators, we're very happy that and grateful that words don't completely fail. Otherwise, this whole presentation would have been over before it started. But there is an important truth behind that quote. The arts help students express what they cannot always put into words. They teach creativity, collaboration, discipline, empathy, and perseverance. In other words, they help to educate the whole child. Tonight, we're very proud to share some of the many ways our students have grown throughout those experiences this year. We are proud to be named a National Association of Music Merchants Best Community for Music Education in 2026. And this recognition is determined by musical resources, opportunities, and facilities and curriculum access in our school district in music education. Very happy to announce the adaptation of 2 new courses to be offered at the high school level next year in 2026-27. The Honors Wind Ensemble and Honors Select Chorale joining our Honors Chamber Strings. So we'll have all of our performing ensembles students with access to honors credit through music education. Elementary and secondary student participation in all county music in grades 4 through 12, starting with our peak student festival in the 4th grade, all the way up to the highest level of Division 5 in our 11th and 12th grade students. District-wide participation in NYSSMA Solo and Ensemble Festival, the majority of our participants achieving the highest score of outstanding. We also had our Long Island Strings Festival participants in grades 5 through 12. And to recognize just a few of our individual highlights for the year, we had a Long Island Scholar Artist recipient and all-state participant in our senior, Catherine Ziegler, who was part of the All-State Symphony Orchestra this past year. Our ACDA All-Eastern Conference honorees, John Palagrudo and Violetta Young. And as you heard in our superintendent's report, very recently added, our Metropolitan Youth Orchestra concerto competition winner, Santino Kozlowski, a very own West Sider 5th grader, will be performing with the Nassau Principal Orchestra in 2026-27. We are the proud home of 2 National Performing Arts Honor Societies in the Triam Music Honor Society and Thespian Honor Society. And as you also heard mentioned earlier this evening, 13 Huntington Tonys, 13 Hunting Tony nominations, and 4 wins in the categories we mentioned earlier. I'll just name them again. Sasha Kleinberger for her role in Clue as supporting actress in a play, our stage crew in a play for Clue, our scenery in a musical for The Music Man, our costumes in a play for the play Clue, and of course, we were graced by a wonderful performance by Charlotte Wells of My White Knight from The Music Man just last night at Harbor Fields High School. It was a wonderful, wonderful performance. As you heard from my art chairperson counterpart, could not say enough about the magic that was achieved at the Disney Imagination Campus trip this past spring. It truly was an event of memory making where our students got to participate in some world-class experience with Disney Imagineers, and also our performing ensembles got to perform on a worldwide stage at the Disney Waterside stage in Disney Springs. Our junior high students thrilled us at the Trills and Thrills Music Festival with outstanding ratings for all three ensembles in chorus, band, and orchestra. And one I'm particularly very proud of achievement this year, if you've called the district in the past several months and been put on hold, you've heard the original music of our very own music studio students here at the high school who composed that hold music for you. So if you haven't heard it, call up and ask to be put on hold. Outstanding performances by all of our ensembles, our orchestra, band, chorus, symphony, jazz band, chamber singers, chamber strings, the brass ensemble, the harbor tones. The list goes on. And these are just a few of our many musical points of pride, but the most powerful impact of our music program can be seen and heard in the day-to-day teaching and learning in our music classrooms and ensembles, where our music staff is truly changing lives for the better by giving our students a home and a place to thrive in the arts. So on behalf of the entire music team, we'd like to thank you for your support. Thank you.
Good evening. It has been another outstanding year for the World Language Department, and we are proud to celebrate the accomplishments of our students and teachers. During Hispanic Heritage Month, 3 of our students were honored with a proclamation from the town of Huntington Hispanic Advisory Task Force in recognition of their academic excellence and pride in their heritage. This achievement reflects both their dedication and the strong cultural connections fostered through our programs. In addition, we had 19 seniors successfully complete the rigorous New York State Seal by Literacy process in French, Spanish, German, and Russian. Throughout the year, students conducted research using authentic resources in the target language, developed presentations connected to global themes, and demonstrated advanced proficiency by presenting and responding to questions entirely in the target language before a panel of evaluators. And if you have questions, you can ask Dylan because she did it herself. Our students also excelled on the national language exams. More than 40 French and Spanish students in grades 6 through 11 earned recognition through the AATSP and AATF, receiving awards ranging from honorable mention to bronze, silver, and gold distinctions. In October, we proudly inducted 60 students into the World Language Honor Society, including 13 French students and 47 Spanish students, recognizing their commitment to language study and academic excellence. Beyond the classroom, our International Club, Spanish Club, and French Club provided students with meaningful opportunities to engage with the cultures they study. Through cultural celebrations, community events, service activities, and our annual International Night, students experience the languages, traditions, music, food, and perspectives of diverse cultures, helping them develop a deeper understanding of the world around them. Our younger learners also made tremendous strides through the FLES program. 5th grade students explored Spanish language and culture through engaging units focused on food and home life, while 6th grade students expanded their French and Spanish skills through interactive and conversational activities designed to build confidence and communication. Finally, under the guidance of Ms. Oswald and Mrs. Serino, our Level 4 Honors French and Spanish students explored the influence of art in language and culture by researching renowned artists and recreating their works of art through a variety of artistic media. We are incredibly proud of our students and teachers for their dedication to language learning, cultural understanding, and global citizenship. Thank you all for your continued support of the World Language Department.
Well, first and off, thank you very much for always supporting athletics, health, and physical education. And our team's success, I think most people have seen a lot of pictures, a lot of posts, but really this slide is what makes us most proud. Once again, 13 years in a row, every single varsity team is a New York State Scholar Athlete team. We also have been recognized as School of Distinction by NISFA, School of Excellence for our sportsmanship. That is not just our teams, coaches, but it's also our fans and spectators, which is a main priority of our mission here in Cold Spring Harbor. I also would like to recognize we do have exceptional coaches here, and Dennis Bond and Danielle Castellane, they were recognized not only just by NISFA, but they were recognized by the National Federation of High School Athletics as National Coaches of the Year. Their resumes stand for themselves. And we've turned ourselves into a girls' basketball school. Coach Rory Malone was the Newsday Coach of the Year. Last year we won the New York State Championship. This year fell a little bit short, but we will be back. And that number is no longer accurate, as I got a couple of text messages tonight. So we are now at 10 athletes that have committed to move on. We're going to take some pictures on Thursday morning before we send off our girls and boys lacrosse teams to complete the task. And athletics in general, it's not over. As you heard, boys and girls lacrosse and boys and girls track, 12 to 15 athletes will be leaving to go to Rochester, and we've had a tremendous season in the spring. As a little quick recap, these are just some of the championship teams. There are many, many more, like individual accolades, individual honors, which will come out Monday night at our Senior Athletic Awards evening, and when I complete that task. Also, more importantly than sometimes the championships, just really quickly, we host tremendous amount of events. So that Cartwheel for a Cure, we host the entire county here, and it raises money for cystic fibrosis. And well, actually, before I jump into the spring, like next year, Cold Spring Harbor was selected and won the NISFA bid. We are hosting the New York State Gymnastics Championships for the entire state of New York. So that's another thing about our wonderful school, community, facilities, of course, because we're the only high school that could actually do that. Otherwise, you'd have to go to a college. And the spring is still going. But flag football was, what an experience. Year 2, and to win the county title. Mr. Montestero and I were there. It was literally the last play of the game, which was unbelievable. And the support from the Board of Education administration, the Booster Club, and the whole community is what makes the athletic department and the student body and everything's great across the board. And there is many, many more accolades, but I would be here for a very long time. So I will move on to the next group, but I will continue.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to share several points of pride from Goose Hill Primary School this year. At Goose Hill, we remain committed to ensuring that every student becomes a confident, proficient, and joyful reader, writer, and mathematician. This year, Goose Hill successfully implemented illustrative mathematics as part of our district-wide mathematics initiative. Students regularly engage in productive struggle, mathematical discourse, and collaborative problem-solving opportunities that encourage them to explain their thinking, justify their reasoning, and learn from one another. We are already seeing increased student engagement, deeper mathematical conversations, and stronger opportunities for critical thinking across kindergarten and first grade classrooms. We are incredibly grateful for our ongoing partnership with the Long Island Children's Museum. Throughout the year, the museum educators visit Goose Hill to provide hands-on, inquiry-based learning experiences connected to STEAM education and cultural awareness. The partnership culminated in a family fun night hosted by the GHPTG at the Long Island Children's Museum, where Goose Hill families came together to learn, explore, and celebrate the joy of discovery beyond the school day. Our Parent Learning Series workshops recognize the importance of strong homeschool partnerships. We surveyed families through the SIT committee to identify topics most meaningful to them and developed a monthly parent learning series. These workshops provided practical strategies for families while strengthening connections between home and school. This year, we provided field trips for all students, and they had opportunities to extend classroom learning through real-world experiences. Some highlights included the Vanderbilt Planetarium, where students explored space, astronomy, and scientific inquiry. The Long Island Children's Museum production of Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, the musical, connecting literacy, theater, and creativity. The Cold Spring Harbor Fish Hatchery Partnership, including a special turtle collaboration that fostered environmental awareness and scientific observation. The Heckscher Museum of Art's Literacy Through Art program, where students strengthen observation, communication, and literacy skills while engaging with works of art. These experiences help students make meaningful connections between classroom learning and the world around them. One of our most exciting additions to Goose Hill this year was our Growth Mindset book vending machine unveil. The vending machine serves as both a literacy initiative and a celebration of students' achievements. Students earn special golden tokens and select books focused on perseverance, resilience, kindness, courage, and a growth mindset. This initiative reinforces our belief that books can inspire students not only to become stronger readers, but also stronger thinkers and problem solvers. Every child will have the opportunity to take home a book, helping us foster a lifelong love of reading. This spring, we proudly launched SOAR, which stands for Settle Outside and Read, led by the School Improvement Team. This initiative combines literacy, movement, and outdoor learning opportunities to promote both academic achievement and student wellness. Research continues to demonstrate that outdoor experiences, fresh air, physical activity, and exposure to nature can improve focus and attention, reduce stress and anxiety, support emotional regulation, strengthen executive functioning skills, and increase student engagement and motivation. By bringing literacy beyond the walls of the classroom, students experience reading as both meaningful and joyful and enjoyable while developing positive and healthy habits just outside of the Goose Hill courtyard in our brand new Adirondack chairs and lily pad outdoor seating. Finally, one of our most joyful events of this year was Global Play Day. Global Play Day provides children with dedicated time for unstructured, screen-free play, something increasingly important in today's digital world. Students engage in imaginative play, constructive activities, creative arts, cooperative games, dramatic play experiences, and outdoor exploration. Through play, Goose Hill children naturally develop problem-solving skills, creativity and innovation, communication skills, collaboration and teamwork, empathy and perspective taking, conflict resolution abilities, and self-regulation and executive functioning skills. This year, we were especially fortunate to partner with our high school students from the Cold Spring Harbor Ed Foundation Youth Ambassadors Club and the Cold Spring Harbor High School Social Action Club. The students participated throughout the day with meaningful opportunities for mentorship, leadership, and community building across all grade levels. As we reflect on this school year, we are incredibly proud of the learning, growth, and accomplishments of our students, staff, and families. Thank you to the Board of Education for your continued support for Goose Hill Primary School and our youngest learners. We look forward to building on this momentum in the year ahead.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to share a snapshot of the exceptional work happening at Lloyd Harbor School this year. Work grounded in our hiker values of honesty, inclusivity, kindness, empathy, and respect. At the core of our school culture is student voice, connection, and opportunities to grow our students as leaders. Through LHTV, our live student-produced broadcast, over 250 students annually have the opportunity to lead daily announcements, share literacy initiatives like Read Your Way across the USA and What to Read Wednesday, and new this year physical fitness segments such as Movement Monday and Fitness Friday. This consistent student-centered platform has strengthened our student confidence, communication skills, digital literacy, and built a strong sense of community across grade levels at Lloyd Harbor School for more than a decade. In terms of curriculum, we continue to strengthen both rigor and innovation. New this year, illustrative math and NeuroNet in grade 2, expanded science instruction, and increased hands-on in the lab experiences for grades 3 through 6, and broadened opportunities for student-led literacy-infused learning across all grade levels and content areas. Our enrichment opportunities are a defining strength of Lloyd Harbor School. Programs like the Puzzler, a monthly school-wide math challenge, brought nearly 450 student submissions with up to 23% of the student body participating at a time. Students not only solve complex open-ended problems, but also present and defend their reasoning on LHTV, building both mathematical thinking and communication skills. In addition, students participated in the 92nd Newberry Film Festival in Brooklyn. Who could forget our theater arts presentation of Cinderella this year? Music festivals such as NYSSMA, Peak, LISFA, and NMEA All-County, a national world language poster contest, STEAM hackathons, and a tremendous amount of interdisciplinary art shows, publications, and experiences that extend learning far beyond the classroom. Moving on to our tremendous support system at Lloyd Harbor School, providing students what they need to succeed. Whether it be through our SEPTO-sponsored homework club, which serves approximately 20% of our students, or our instructional support team grounded in collaborative MTSS practices, we ensure that all learners receive targeted academic and social-emotional support to meet their individual needs. In terms of school-wide initiatives and experiences, we continue to highlight our monthly theme and school-wide read aloud each month. As we embark on summer, our word is imagine, and we are currently reading Roxaboxen this month. New this year, we have added a PTG-sponsored Bus of the Month program. Winners get a highly coveted monthly breakfast if they win. Tomorrow is one of those. It was our last Bus of the Month celebration of the year. We have integrated lunch and learns, which are character education programming in our cafeteria. We're currently finishing up with reinforcing what we learned in the Don't Press Send program last week. Our recess and PE programs work to maximize movement through data tracking our recess minutes and measuring our student strides in PE class. Creativity through play was not only highlighted this year when we joined in on the Goose Hill Primary Global Play Day, but also just last week when some third graders gave me a tour of their carefully curated garden they have been building at recess over the past 6 months. And who can forget all of the silver linings, curriculum crossover, and student connections fostered when Westside School grades 3 through 5 joined us this past spring. We made room, we made it work, and we missed them when they left. Our Start with Hello, Holocaust Remembrance, P.S. I Love You, Autism Acceptance Month, Mental Health Awareness Month, and more are examples of programming that creates intentional opportunities for students to practice empathy, inclusion, and leadership. Student engagement is equally strong in our robust club offerings, with over 80 clubs available to students, capturing approximately 95% of our student body, taking place over 200 school days led by 30-plus staff members. This level of involvement speaks to a school environment where students feel connected, valued, and motivated to explore their interests. Further, as the bulk of our clubs are PTG clubs, I cannot thank our parents enough for their dedication and commitment to enriching our students and experiences at school. Our homeschool connection is alive and well. Finally, I'd like to specifically highlight our Math Olympiad program as a point of pride and academic excellence that emerges from the club system I've described. Through this particular club, our students not only engage in complex, non-routine problem solving, but also achieved first-place finishes in multiple regional competitions, demonstrating both skill and perseverance at the highest level. Our 5 Math Olympiad contests, where our top-performing 5th and 6th graders competed this year, we were fortunate to have 2 first-place team finishes for our 6th grade team, including Warner Bond, Mason Burkhart, Aaron Richmond, Blake Sabatino, and Kara Salem, one of which was a 6th through 8th grade contest, I'd like to point out. And then our very proud first place individual finisher this year was Blake Sabatino. So congratulations to them. In closing, Lloyd Harbor School continues to be a place where our strong hiker culture, rigorous curriculum, meaningful enrichment, and comprehensive support systems come together to develop not only high-achieving students, but thoughtful, engaged, and compassionate individuals. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Before I begin, I just also wanted to jump on the Dylan train and just say, Dylan, when Westside School had the Barnes & Noble fundraiser over the weekend, and when you showed up, it really showed your commitment to the role that you're serving and just all the schools across the district. And just want to say what a pleasure it was to work with you from afar and just to have you there. So thank you so much. It is my pleasure to share some of the many accomplishments and highlights from Westside during the 25-26 school year. This was one of extraordinary achievement, resilience, and of course, community. We were honored to be ranked number 21 in New York State by U.S. News & World Report, and to be recognized as a local 2026 Blue Ribbon School of Excellence this year. These distinctions reflect the dedication of our students, staff, and families, and our collective commitment to excellence. This year, as we all know, also brought some unique challenges. Following our relocation and eventual return to our building after March 10th, our school community demonstrated incredible strength, flexibility, and perseverance. The phrase Westside Strong became more than a slogan. It became a reflection of who we are. We also celebrated a record-breaking Westside Run with 446 participants, surpassing the previous record by nearly 100 runners. And the event exemplified the spirit of community and school pride that makes Westside such a special place. Throughout the year, our students benefited from outstanding partnerships with our PTG, Cultural Arts Committee, and Student Council, all of which helped to create memorable experiences and opportunities for growth. This slide captures what words sometimes cannot, just to build off Mr. Guarini. When we faced unexpected disruption this spring, our students, staff, families, leadership, and Board of Education came together in remarkable ways. We adapted, supported one another, and continued to focus on what matters most, our students. The experience reminded us that while buildings are important, it is the people inside them who define a school community. The strength, positivity, and determination demonstrated throughout this process truly embodied what it means to be Westside Strong. At Westside, we continue to focus on creating meaningful learning experiences and work to engage students in authentic and rigorous work. Across every grade level, students explored rich literacy experiences through book clubs, research projects, writing workshops, and of course, presentations. Mathematics instruction was strengthened throughout the rollout of illustrative math, and engaging problem-solving experiences were created to help encourage collaboration and critical thinking. Students participated in hands-on science investigations, engineering challenges, STEM projects, and lab experiments that brought learning to life. Social studies instruction emphasized inquiry, research, civic understanding, and connections to both our local and global communities. Most importantly, our teachers continue to create learning environments where students are active participants in their education, thinking deeply, collaborating with peers, and developing the skills they will need for future success. One of the things that makes Westside so special is the wide range of experiences that enrich learning beyond the classroom. This year, students participated in field trips, performances, service learning opportunities, STEM activities, cultural experiences, and celebrations that connected directly to classroom learning, from raising chicks and butterflies in grade 2 to International Day in grade 3, Colonial Day in Philadelphia for grade 4, forensic investigations and environmental studies in grade 5, and student-led reflections, DNA learning lab experiences in grade 6, help to create countless opportunities to help our students learn through these authentic experiences. These experiences help students make meaningful connections, develop confidence, and create lasting memories during their elementary years. I would also like to recognize, excuse me, I think I went too far. I would also like to recognize the tremendous impact of our cultural arts. Throughout the year, students participated in a variety of enrichment programs, history, culture, literature, music, and the arts, story faces, Mark Rust presentations, Native American cultural programs, music technology workshops, poetry programs. We work to help foster creativity, curiosity, empathy, and lifelong appreciation for learning. And lastly, as I reflect on this school year, I am incredibly proud of our students, grateful to our dedicated faculty and staff, and thankful for the unwavering support of our families, PTG, administration, and Board of Education. Westside has much to celebrate, and we look forward to building on this success in the year ahead. Thank you so much.
I feel like Mariano Rivera, like maybe Enter Sandman should be playing. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you this evening. Before I begin, I do want to echo the similar sentiments. Dylan, I will say our loss is certainly the University of Richmond's gain, but I will also remind you that you're only a Spider for 4 years. You will be a Seahawk for life, so don't ever forget that. When we think about the 25-26 school year, what really stands out to me most is that our students excelled in almost every area available to them, whether it was academics, artistic, athletic, civic leaders, and as leaders within their own school community. Our students not only achieved, I would say they exceeded expectations. And the next few slides provide a little bit of a 10,000-foot view highlight of some of the accomplishments, but more importantly, I think they show a commitment to the culture that we try to foster, which is culture of excellence and an idea of continuous improvement that exists throughout our building. The first area of celebration is really one of academic achievement. This year, Cold Spring Harbor earned the College Board's Platinum status, placing us among an elite group of schools nationally. When we talk about Platinum status, we earned that award because out of the class of 2026, 80% of our students have taken at least one AP exam, 50% or more have scored a 3 or higher on an AP exam, and 15% have completed 5 or more AP courses, which is reflective of a strong college preparation culture. Indeed, with the college preparation culture, our index scores through the College Board with respect to college culture, 93%, our index scores for college credit, 80%, and our college optimization score of 70%, all of which are reflective of the intentional commitment to instruction, the intentional commitment to pushing and supporting our students and maintaining high levels of success as they challenge rigorous coursework. I do also want to remind, these College Board rankings at the beginning of the school year, we saw the highest passing rate in over a decade, which is a testament to not only the kind of structure that was put in place, but also to the daily work that continues throughout our classrooms. While the recognition belongs to individual students, they are evidence of a school culture where academic excellence is not only supported, but is expected. Our regional hub for educational leadership, we were fortunate again this year to host our AP Collegial Circles, and not only host it, but to also expand it to include the New York State Science Learning Standards in Earth and Space Science and Life Science Biology. And really what this slide says to me and makes me tremendously proud of is that Cold Spring Harbor is not only benefiting from educational innovation, we're helping lead it. We have already had a slew of schools reach out to us to ask about our plans for next year's collegial circles and whether or not we'll be adding chemistry and physics as well. We had, over the course of 2 days, we had over 100 teachers from, I think, 46 different school districts from across Long Island engage in the purest form of grassroots professional development, where they were given the time and the space to learn alongside each other. The work that they've done around mastery learning, around evidence-based literacy practices, it has been tremendously beneficial for our instructional staff. And that kind of influence speaks volume about the expertise and the professionalism that our faculty possesses, but also about the commitment that the community puts behind the continued growth of our staff. Our students are civic leaders. There is no denying that. At the end of last school year, I was fortunate to attend the trip to Normandy and see firsthand just how engaged our students are when it comes to civic leadership. Earlier this school year, we had our students present at the Civic Summit at Nassau Community College, where they were able to share with probably over about 200 students from other schools what their experiences were both on the Normandy trip and what they took away from their return back to the United States and the feeling that they had after leaving the Normandy region of France during the D-Day anniversary. Truly impressive to hear the students reflecting on that, but also even more impressive to see how they have continued to embrace that and they have continued to kind of have that narrative be written throughout their experience. The accomplishments demonstrate our students are not only prepared for college and careers, that they're also prepared to contribute meaningfully to society, something that I would say is in desperate need right now. We talk about systemic success, and Jeanette did a great job this year organizing and bringing together our first ever college fair. We already have big ideas for next year. Mike, sorry, we might need the field house. But we are already kind of laying out the framework for how we can expand upon it, how we can improve the experience for not only our families. We were also fortunate to open this up to a couple of our neighboring districts that we are part of some consortiums with, and they were able to send some of their students. Again, as Mike said, a true testament to the athletic program is not only their success on the field, it's their success in the classroom. They are student athletes, and the word student comes first for a reason. And credit to Mike and the culture that he has fostered for that. And even more important than the athletic and academic accolades, I think the sportsmanship accolades, and I know Mr. Monastero has shared the story when our boys went upstate and one of the supervisors was there to hold the door open for them to go into the locker room, and all of the boys said, "Thank you, sirs." They walked in and he was so moved by it. But that really is the earmark of a Cold Spring Harbor student. I tell people when they interview positions here all the time, what's the best thing about Cold Spring Harbor? And the answer is always the kids, because they are the type of kids who say thank you to the teachers as they leave the classroom every day. I'm not lying, they really do that. And it's a testament to the culture that is fostered not only within the school walls, but also in the homes. The accomplishments are not isolated successes, right? These are the results of intentional systems. They're the results of dedicated faculty and staff, supported families, and students who consistently rise to meet high expectations. So as I reflect on the year as a whole, what makes me proud is really no single award, recognition, or championship. It's the breadth of excellence that exists across our school, whether it's the classrooms, the laboratories, the athletic fields, the performance spaces, the community service projects, the leadership opportunities. Our students continue to demonstrate year after year what is possible when talent, effort, and opportunity work together and come together. We are incredibly proud of what they've accomplished this year, and they're incredibly excited about the future that they're helping us build. And just in a closing note, you know, Jim and Christine both spoke about the Disney trip, and Ms. Marantha-Young, I think we should put in a grievance. They were living it up in Disney while we were riding to Washington, D.C. in a bus that had absolutely no air conditioning. Bus number two, going down in history on a day where it was 98 degrees and we lost the air conditioning. So battle hardened, ready to chaperone in the next event, just saying. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
All right. Moving on. We are going to committee reports and the work that has occurred since our last board meeting. I believe the Professional Development Committee has met. I was there.
Sure. So the Professional Development Committee met last Tuesday. That was our final meeting. An overview of the recent PJPD, Pajama Professional Development Sessions, was provided. The upcoming Superintendent's Conference Day draft was shared. We reviewed the workshop proposals submitted by faculty and administrators, and we selected which workshops would run in the summer and fall. We settled on the date range for the fall workshops, and we approved 4 teacher-proposed workshops for the summer and 4 teacher-proposed workshops for the fall.
Okay, great. Thanks, Lisa. And we also had a policy meeting, Bill.
Yeah, for policy, I'd like to spend a minute and just talk through what we achieved for the year. So we reviewed over 25 policies throughout the year, covering fiscal controls, board governance and meetings, complaints and grievances, student safety, including mandated reporting, student services and operations, transportation, and employee and board expenses. So it was a productive year. I think we met probably around 18 times, so a very active committee. So that's it for policy. We did have a health and safety committee also on May 20th. And in that meeting, we covered a range of things, including the committee needs to be reorganized for next year to include a district-wide safety component that's technically separate from the health and safety committee, even though it will have the same participants. And then on the committee, we reviewed a number of things, including physical security upgrades to card swipes for doors, and then we had a review of emergency equipment such as the AED placements and a security vehicle that will be available for events. We talked about technology and staffing, signage, and training. So that's those 2 committees.
Am I missing anyone?
Nutrition.
Go ahead, Alex.
So we had a nutrition meeting earlier this week, and Joe, you did a nice summary. I'm gonna look at your notes a little bit here, but so we had Jerry Tiger, myself, and Joe were in attendance. There were a number of items removed this year from the serving line, so we're no longer, these are real victories, serving burritos or cheese doodles, snack items that contain artificial colors or flavoring, yogurt that contains artificial colors or flavoring, and beverages that contain artificial colors or flavoring. Items added were Upstate brand yogurt, which is a New York State item, and that's important because we're looking into grant money that could be provided by the state. There's a percentage of items that need to come from New York State to get certain grants. So that was part of a conversation we'd had at a committee meeting earlier this year, and it's nice to see that that was carried through. There's Greek yogurt, grilled chicken, which was remarked that it is still a hard sell over the breaded chicken to the kids. I think that was at all grade levels, but it is there and available. Tell your children. There's peanut butter and sun butter, and as an additional protein source for bagel lunches now, which is great. We reviewed the student survey data. We did ask that it be divided up for a future meeting because it was provided with all the buildings and the lunch offerings and palettes, if you will, are different from building to building. So it was sort of hard to know what the feedback really was saying about the lunch overall. So we're going to take another look at that as well. There's definitely, topics that came up: seating, cafe experience, the lunch line, presentation of the food, and then we talked a lot about how there's free lunch offerings if students take like the right combination of things, but I think particularly for the teenagers, they're like, what does it matter? So we talked about the women in the cafeteria perhaps guiding the students more or having better signage, because as taxpayers, we're paying for the lunch and then we're paying for it again when they come here if they don't just take a milk or an apple or whatever it may be, where it would qualify as a free lunch, so you're paying again for the lunch. That seems like we could do a little bit better there. And Ms. Tiger had great ideas about, ways to promote that. We also were going to try to look into perhaps another outside food service company. I think Jerry was going to call Chaminade to talk about Lessings is doing the food there. We're not really sure with the state what we're able to do and what we're not able to do. So we're looking into everything. But certainly a lot of eyes are on the food and the general nutrition and the overall experience for the kids, making sure there's enough time from the elementary level all the way up for them to get their food, eat their food, and then, of course, with increased recess and things like that, just making sure that we're giving them enough time to eat too, right? Yes. Oh, and she said kids who eat after recess always want seconds. Yes. Makes sense.
Okay, I'm going to say administrators, staff, if you want to go, please do. Enjoy. It was very obvious all the great things that are going on in the district. I thank you for your leadership every day. It was very evident today. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We now continue with our first audience to visitors. The Cold Spring Harbor Board of Education and Administration welcome your attendance at Board of Education meetings. Audience to the public affords residents an opportunity to address the Board of Education on both agenda and non-agenda items. Each resident is allowed to speak for 3 minutes. This is not the forum to discuss student or staff-specific issues. Please contact the district separately on these matters. We now move to approval of minutes, starting with the May 5th, 2026 minutes. All were present. May I have a first? Lisa, sorry. A second? Kate, all in favor? Okay. The May 12th, 2026 minutes. Bruce and Kate, you were absent from this one. Can I have a first? Lisa? A second? Alex, all in favor? The May 26, 2026 minutes. Do we have enough? That's what I was counting. 2 people can meet. No, we couldn't do that one. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. May 26, 2026 minutes. Absent were Bruce and Bill. May I have first? Lisa, a second. Alex, any questions? All in favor? Okay, the last one is the June 3rd, 2026 minutes. Bruce, you're absent from this one. May I have a first? Lisa, a second. Kate, any questions? All in favor? Okay. We now move to personnel recommendations of the superintendent. We will take all resignations on pages 2 through 4 as a slate. May I have a first? Kate, a second. Alex, any questions? All in favor? Okay. May I have a motion for a walk-on resignation? A first. Lisa, a second. Alex. Any questions? All in favor? Okay. This is going to be the resignation of Deanna Latham. This is the resignation for purpose of retirement for Deanna Latham, psychologist, that it be accepted effective close of business June 30th, 2026. May I have a first? Lisa, a second. Bruce, any questions? All in favor? We now move to business recommendations. We will take donations, budget transfers, the claims auditor's report on pages 16 through 18 as a slate. May I have a first? Alex, a second. Bill, any questions?
Yeah, I have questions on the budget transfers. So lawyer fees, 210,000, and athletic supervision, 55,000. And I know Allison's not here, but any idea why? Like, it seems like these are additional. So why did we not anticipate what these? I'm assuming we didn't anticipate what these would be.
One of the largest parts here was for CVA amount, and I could have an exact breakdown of all of it, but a lot of it incurred was CVA. And for athletics, I know working with Allison and Mike this year, we wanted to make sure we do a much better job in being as close as we can. The challenge is some part if we go very deep into seasons, we need more athletic supervision. But I know we really looked, Allison did a great analysis. She said 3 or 4 years over what was budgeted, and if you went over or under, to come a much better, closer number going for 26, 27.
Thank you. And are the additional business matters part of this?
They are not right yet. Any other questions on the donations, budget transfers, and the claims auditor report? Okay. All in favor? Okay. Now we will take additional business matters on pages 18 through 23 as a slate. May I have a first? Bill, a second. Lisa, any questions?
Yeah. So transportation services consultant, did we need that for the full year? I know we were looking to employ it.
Right, so we're looking to see, depending upon what we do going forward with transportation, as you know, we sent out a survey asking parents how they have been using the busing this year and next year, AM and PM. We have roughly 2/3 have responded. We could see that for next year, there's a plan in the morning of about 76% of the parents plan to be using the busing, and the PM roughly 83%. Again, that's at the 2/3 who have responded to the survey. So I think one of the things we need to do when we talk with the board is look to see where we are after September, is to get those parents who do not want to use the busing and then reallocate our buses, whether a smaller bus or maybe we can maybe even eliminate a bus and divide up amongst 2 or 3. We have to be careful about length of time on the bus, always knowing that someone could opt back in. Also very important here is with our students is, like I said, length of time on the bus. I lost my thought. I had something I wanted to say here.
Can I ask a question about that while you're
Please
thinking
do,
of what-
yes.
Maybe that will help. Do we need to sign this contract tonight? Because I agree with Bill, this has been something we've been talking about, whether or not we need this position, and if we're still waiting for survey results and Allison's at a conference, can we postpone it to the next board meeting?
We could definitely do that. And I do remember this person would help to reallocate how those buses are running. That's one of the
Okay.
things. And
Okay. So that,
so it's also the routing component.
got it.
Being a small district with numbers, but a large district in area,
So
sometimes
it may
is
be
challenging.
money spent to save money on the other side. I think it's worth looking at it, though. Yeah.
Exactly. It would be money spent to save and best route with the data that we have.
Right.
Take a motion to, is everyone okay with that, to take this out and then add it into the next
We could
board
hold,
agenda?
Take a motion to table. All right, so we're going to.
Because we tend to have like 3 board meetings between board meetings anyway.
Tell me which number it is.
It's item
F?
F.
Okay.
Frank.
So I'm now take a motion to table item F, part of section of additional business matters section. May I have a first? Bill, a second. Lisa, any questions? All in favor? Okay. So now I'm gonna take,
I had one more question on item P. Is that all right?
sure.
Okay, so I just wanted to confirm the transfer to reserve in item P. I just want to confirm that's the highest possible amounts. We haven't determined the actual amounts.
That is correct. That's correct, Bill.
All right, thank you.
So now I'm going to take another motion. This is now additional business matters, pages 18 through 23, without that item number, lettered F, okay? Can I have a first? Bill, a second. Alex, any questions on that? All in favor? Okay. We are moving to special education reports. We'll take contracts and CSE, CPSE approvals on page 23 as a slate. First, Bruce, a second. Lisa, any questions? All in favor? Okay. We now move to a first reading of policies. 6740R, purchasing and procurement procedures, internal controls, and 6830R, expense reimbursement regulation. We will vote to waive a full reading of these policies. Can I have a first? Lisa, a second. Bruce, any questions? All in favor? The agenda includes financial reports on page 24, and these reports are for informational purposes. No vote is necessary. If needed, Dr. Offerman Celentano will answer any questions from the Board of Education and public. Feel free to call her in her office. This is the second discussion section of our agenda. I open the floor to any other discussion items from members of the Board of Education. Any items? All right. Moving on, we will now continue with our second audience to visitors. Speak. Can I then have a motion to adjourn the meeting? A first, Lisa, a second. Alex, any questions? All in favor?
Thank you, everyone. Go home.